Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to train your bird to voluntarily participate in nail trimming. Now, when we have to restrain our birds for nail trimming, it can be a little bit stressful for them. So if we can train them to want to participate and to cooperate, it's so much less stress, it's so much easier for you. So I'm going to show you how I've done it today with baby Olive. The other 4 birds are still in training, but we've successfully done it with baby Olive, so I'm going to show you how I do it. There'll be ways that other people do it as well, but I'm just going to show you what's worked for us. But before I show you that, I want to give you a few kind of pointers. Now, if you've never ever trimmed a bird's nails before, or any other animals for that matter, I highly recommend you go and see it being done in person, because it doesn't compare to watching a video, because I can only show you certain camera angles and things like that, and seeing it up close and in person will just give you another perspective on how to do it. Because if you don't know already, there is something called the quick, which is a little blood vessel that runs through every single nail. And it's easy to see in birds who have kind of white and light coloured nails, but it's very difficult to see in birds who have dark coloured nails. So my recommendation is to take the tiniest little clip of a nail when you're doing it and just go in little tiny increments. You don't want to take a big chunk off, accidentally cut the quick, and then you're going to be in a whole load of bother because your bird's nail is going to be bleeding. Now, in order to prepare for that, just in case, because cutting the quick has happened to the best of us, I've accidentally done it in the past, what I recommend is having a little tub of corn flour on hand. You normally find this in the baking aisle of the supermarket, and what this is a natural way of coagulating the blood so it stops bleeding if it happens. All you need to do is just get a nice generous pinch on the end of that nail. But obviously we don't want to get to that point where we're accidentally cutting the quick, so it's always good to just try and cut off tiny little bits of the nail and do it over several sessions rather than trying to take one big chunk off and then ending up in a bit of a pickle. Another thing to bear in mind is you do need to be confident when you're going in to clip your bird's nails. If you're kind of hesitating, you're a bit nervous, you're dithering, then that's where potentially something's going to go wrong. Your bird might whip its nail back really quickly and then you might accidentally cut too much or too little, or nothing at all, or yourself, or anything like that. So if you're not confident enough, do more training. Don't just go into it because you feel like it has to be done. But I'm going to show you how to do all these different steps so that you can prepare your bird for voluntary nail trimming. Baby Olive is now here and ready to show you how smart she is. Hi everyone! So all we're going to do to start off with is do some descents with the clippers. So these are my clippers here. They're just small animal ones, and we're just going to kind of move them around her. She obviously really likes them already because we've done this training. But all you want to do is just reinforce nice calm behaviour as the clippers come towards your bird. Now, before I show you how to do the next step, I'm going to show you how to hold your clippers properly. If you have ones like mine that have this extra bit sticking out, this is the incorrect way to hold them, where it's sticking out. The right way to hold them is the other way around, because then the sticky out bit sits underneath your finger and then you get more control with your clip. The other way around is less control. So the next step is going to be a little bit of fun, and that is essentially where I've already trained Olive to high five and wave. So we're just going to say, wave! Can you wave? Good girl. And she's going to get treats for having her foot just resting on the clippers. Obviously I'm not trying to clip anything just yet. I'm just trying to get positive associations with her feet, not your beak. Good girl. Touching the clippers to make it a really positive experience. So she knows that when the clippers come near her foot, can you high five? Good girl. Good things happen. The next step, what we're going to do is try and encourage our bird by luring or targeting to come and sit up on the bars. You can do this vertical bars or horizontal bars. I'm just going to show you on the vertical bars because it's a little bit easier to clip her nails this way. And we're just going to do loads of reinforcement. I recommend picking a place in the cage. So we do our training usually over here, so she's very used to it. And this is going to be your area where you're comfortable clipping your bird's nails. So we're going to put loads of reinforcement into being on here. Any parrot can do it. They're all capable of hanging here. She's just getting very excited. You can see the nail clippers on the other side. I've put so much reinforcement into the nail clippers that she just gets so excited when she sees them. Once your bird is comfortable on the bars, we want to do some reinforcement for just kind of touching their feet a little bit. So over here. There you go. We can give treats while we're touching the nails, grasping the nails, touching the back ones, because birds seem to be more sensitive on their back claws than they are at the front, and we just want to be touching them. Obviously be careful with your fingers. If you have a particularly bitey bird, then just be very careful. Hold the treats far through so they can't grab your fingers. We're just going to make loads of positive associations with touching those little feet. Next up, we're going to do the exact same thing but with the clippers. I'm not even going to try and clip her nails just yet. I'm just going to try and touch her feet with the clippers and she's going to get loads of treats, loads of reinforcement. This is a slightly trickier behaviour to train, especially if you're nervous as well, so it's really good to heavily reinforce this. Lots and lots of treats. Obviously be mindful of, you know, how much they're getting overall in the day, but this is a really good behaviour to build a bond with, because you have to have lots of trust when you're doing this with your bird. Good girl, well done. And Olive is very used to this, but obviously if your bird takes longer to get used to this step, that's absolutely fine. There is no rush. But she's a very good girl, aren't you? The next up, you want to be in a position, you want to pick a nail that you want to work with, and you want to just start thinking about how much you're going to clip off. Just put your nail clippers there, and then distract your bird up here. Good girl. If you want to, you can try and put a little bit of pressure by opening and then just squeezing your bird's nail, but I prefer to just go in and just go with a little bit, and I'm just getting her used to the clippers sort of staying there. She's getting her treats up here, so I'm basically training her beak needs to stay up here and away from her feet and the nail clippers. And then once you're confident with that, it's a case of picking which nail we're going to go for. You're such a fidget, aren't you? It's also a case of keeping your bird distracted, and then still reinforcing, touching those feet. If you have to go back a few steps because your bird is nervous, that's fine too. But as I said, you do need to be confident with this. You don't want to just rush into it and then do it wrong. Your bird snaps its nail away and then something goes wrong. And if they need to have a little break, that's fine too. But we want to get her into position. I'm almost using the nail scissors as a target because she's very interested. And then I try and pair the treat with going into the nail at the same time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my clippers that she's very comfortable with. She's going to get a treat, and as she takes that treat, I'm going to snip. And then we have to do 7 more of them. And then you can gradually work your way around all the other nails. As I said, if your bird needs a break, then that's fine, and only go for the very smallest little bit of nail. You're such a good girl. And as I said, I'm working with my other birds at the moment because every bird goes at their own pace. The baby Olive absolutely loves her nail trimming, don't you? So smart. And it's good to keep up this training as well when your bird's nails are in tip-top condition. So next time you do have to come and trim them, they're used to the behaviour. And that's about it. So that brings me to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how you can train your bird to voluntarily participate in nail trimming. If you have any questions about nail trimming or birds or anything at all, please do leave me a comment, as I would love to speak to you. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care and see you later.